Be live in a second. We
Okay.
are live. Hi,
Yay.
Stacy.
Hi, David.
We made it. We made it. We're a little bit delayed because we had a few technical issues, but we're all good now.
Per
So
usual.
great to be on live. Absolutely. So we want to talk today about this really exciting course that we wanted to offer that's starting on Wednesday night. And what what do we want people to know? Like, what is it that they are going to, get from this course? Like, what is it all about?
I think the first thing is to know that we know that stress is something that's been happening way before the pandemic. Let's just be real. Like, people manage their stress in many different ways. And now that the holidays are approaching, plus we're in the midst of like when all the flu season and all that kind of stuff happens, and some people are really nervous about getting COVID, and it's a mental thing. And then you have all these responsibilities. Some people are losing their business. Some people are trying to create a new life, create a new business. We've got kids at home. We've got a whole new paradigm happening here. And so we know how you feel. We're living it too. It's just that we've done some internal work for quite some time where we found a way that we're actually helping people to change their lens when it comes to stress and really find the eye of the storm in all of this. And we really want to just help people right now. Like, we're going to make this a sort of regular course in 2021, this stress support. But we were so called to help people now in the month of December, just on Wednesday nights. Just a really safe place that you can come to in the privacy of your home, in a Facebook group, easy peasy, where you can just chill out. And I think that's, people want to come to a place that, and I know it's virtual or whatever, but you want to come to a place where you can like trust these people. Like, are these people really going to help me? And David, you could speak for, how your stress manifested to stop you in your tracks. Stress stopped me in my tracks, like physically stopped us. And we
Yes.
don't want that to happen to people.
Yeah, no, one of the main goals is to really get you back to calmness, to get you to a place of calm so that you can access that part of you that really is ready to not be stressed. And the reality is like you were saying, Stacey, the world today is so incredibly stressful. It was before the pandemic. It was before COVID. And, we had a little time where we were all forced to be at home in the spring. And I started noticing how my life changed really drastically at that time because I was forced to just do nothing. And it was through that practice of really understanding that when you slow things down, you actually speed things up. In that, when you learn how to really slow things down and use your time so incredibly wisely, that you can have a really effective life, but we don't have to be suffering and be in stress all the time. And so what we want to break down for you in 4 weeks, Facebook Live, like you said, you can just hop on. You don't have to be on the camera. It's not like a Zoom course where you feel a little more exposed. It's a really, really safe space that we are being called to create, that we are offering a really low price for the holidays. And then we're going to, once we start making this a regular course, it'll probably go up by about 3 or 4 times, maybe even like 5 times. So we want to, it's really like a holiday gift that we just want to serve and help people, because we know that it's a really hard time. But we also know that everything on the outside of you is what makes it really hard. So we're going to help you tap into that powerful presence within you that will help you find that kind of calm sea, calm ocean, instead of being thrown around in the crashing waves. And that's what we practice every single day of every single second. And as teachers, we're just really called to share this with as many people as possible in a very simple, convenient way.
Yeah. I think stress can also make you so frustrated too. It was like just before we went live, like the lighting and everything was just going off. And I normally don't, pretty much live a very peaceful life. And so when things like this happen where the contrast arrives and it's like, oh my God, I have to manage this, I have to manage that, which I have a lot of other things I have to manage as well, but I'm just being funny. But really, when you're in that frustrated point and you're like, F it, like you can start like manifesting really crazy stuff. Like, you don't want to be so frustrated that you're like, F this and F that, and making decisions and choices that will cause massive shit piles. That's what we call it. So this is your place to get the support. that you need right now. This is just, you're feeling the utmost frustration up to here and stress up to here. You don't really know how to handle it. Maybe you already do work out and eat well, but that's just not enough. Or you eat like shit, you don't work out, you don't have any practice, you have nobody to talk to, or the people you talk to are feeling the exact same way. You have a place where you can come to where David and I literally live our life in the eye of the storm. And we help people transform their lives and find their own, empower people, guide you, point to. This is something that it can't really be taught until you practice it. So we're going to guide you to where your gold lies within you, where the peace really is within all of us. And from there, like you said, from there, it's like a whole new world. You see life in such a different, beautiful lens, and then you'll be able to take on anything that comes your way. Because everything is meant to be.
Yeah, Stacey. So we were having a lot of technical issues right before, and now that I'm starting to use StreamYard, you have to do a 10-minute window for people like us. That can be stressful because we don't really work with linear time as much as we used to. Yeah. But so I was getting kind of stressed out by it because you were doing your thing, you weren't calling. I was like, oh my gosh, I started getting stressed. And then when we got on the thing, you were like, I'm stressed because of the light and this is happening. Okay, so what did you do? What did you do?
Yeah.
See how I'm just slowing down my own voice to ask you the question even? What did you do in that moment to de-stressify and to be in this moment where you're shining your highest light?
So the first thing I do is, first of all, you notice that you're enmeshed with the trouble. You're enmeshed with the chaos. You're enmeshed with the frustration or the nervousness, the anxiety, the depression, whatever it is. The first thing is to pay attention. Oh, if it's a bubble, I'm in the bubble. And this sucks. And my nervous system is reacting. My mind is telling me 22,000 thoughts of how this is gloom and doom. This is taking me. So you go from paying attention to the bubble. Oh, I'm in it. And then the next thing that you do is you breathe and say, oh, there it is. You just notice, there it is. And then calmly go into your breath. And what I do is I just breathe in, exhale deeply until I notice the room around me. Once I notice where I am in the room, this sort of presence that arises, I know that I'm in the gap. I know that now I'm not in the bubble. I'm looking at it. Hi, there you are. How do I deal with you though? Do I just let you go? Do I pay attention to you? What do you need? What does this energy need? And that's some of the work that we'll get into in this course, is how to deal with these energies as they arise. But just a quick tip is to pay attention. Oh, there I am. And then feel it like I'm enmeshed in this. My nervous system is off the charts. My thoughts now are telling me that I will not be able to go live, and I'll never be able to go live and be able to express my full self. Like all your thoughts go into like gloom and doom.
Yes.
And you have to separate yourself from that. When you're entwined, there's no solution, or it's a shit pile solution, or it's the typical pattern that we do. Instead, we want to live a more from the observer mode than in the enmesh mode all the time.
Yes.
I think that's what the difference is. That what we're going to teach is not being enmeshed so much and see who you really are.
Yeah.
Tap into more of who you really are and where your gold is, where your power, where your magic, where your presence is.
Yes. And we are creating a private Facebook group for anyone who comes in. And, I love the concept of you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you're feeling really stressed right now, you're feeling overwhelmed, or you're feeling like everything's chaotic, and then the people you're around are also feeling that way, that's going to be the energy that you keep putting out and receiving back. So what we want to do with this group is to create a group where when you come into this Facebook group to make a comment or to do the lives with us or to watch the replay, whatever it may be, you're going to receive that energy of the calm and the eye of the storm. And then that actually is contagious. So it's a contagious energy that you feel, you take in, and then your body starts to calm down. And then once you can get to that spot, then we're going to teach you some simple practices around, quick 1-minute meditations, or like different activities we have around letting go of the bubble or envisioning different things. Like a lot of techniques and practices that we're going to teach you that are really, really simple, but they're really hard to do when you're in the stress zone by yourself. And so we want to create a space for you where you can really connect with that energy that will then help you connect with that energy within you that's like really can solve any problem.
Yeah.
And de-stress like anything. And it can happen very quickly once you start to really apply and practice these practices. Once you start to really apply them, then you can see that it actually dissolves very quickly. And I just went through it again. I was like, oh, okay, we're supposed to get on the live and we only have 10 minutes. And then I'm like, I have to eat lunch. Then I'm doing a podcast interview in 20 minutes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to eat lunch. It's like, everything comes to get you. And if you think about your life and you're going through that life all day, every day, like, okay, I'm late to pick up my kid. Oh, now might be late for this work meeting. Oh, and then I have to be at a Zoom meeting, but my kid just threw something at his sister outside my window. That never happens in my house.
Yep.
And then I'm doing a podcast interview and my son's yelling at Fortnite and screaming and all these things, like it just starts to really boil up.
Real life.
And we really, really need to be with others right now that are doing the work to try and get to a place where they can see all those things and they can accept all those things and just navigate their way through it. So that's the whole purpose of this. And we both have had experiences where stress almost killed us. And it's no joke. And so we had that experience where we said, okay, we have to live our lives differently.
Yes.
And COVID, quite frankly, COVID is kind of that moment for all of us where it's like, hey, you got to live your lives differently. Everything's going to change. 2021 is going to be massively different. The massive shift is here. It's coming. It's already here. And so we're here to just usher you through that in the most loving space with the calm energy, very specific practices, Facebook group, weekly lives, a daily inspirational message through Boxer, highlights of spotlight coaching and some group coaching. And we just kind of wanted to add more and more things because we just kept getting more excited.
Yeah.
But we felt like $99 was like a really good price so that it could be accessible for a lot of people. Because some of the programs we run are much more intensive and they're not as accessible for everyone. So we wanted to make this like super accessible. You can do payment plans, $25 a week, whatever you need. We just really want to help people that need this right now in this moment as we're going into the really intense holiday season during COVID.
Yeah. We just want you to understand what it is to live in peace and feel peace and be surrounded with peace and know where peace is and get used to peace. Peace within is real, and peace within is how your whole life can be. Even in the eye of the storm, even if when in the worst news possible, there is this silent place within all of us that you can tap into. And we want to empower people and help build that muscle for you and give you a safe environment where you know we've been around the block with stress and then some. We've led some successful teams and done some outstanding things, success in the material world. And now we're ready to take life in a new direction where peace is our guide. We birth everything that we do from peace, and from here it's beautiful. From here we're able to launch a course in the middle of a pandemic before the holidays in December seamlessly. And so this is the same thing that can happen to you in your life. If you're feeling like, no, it's gloom and doom for me, it'll never change, my life is just the pits. And that's your mind. That's your mind in playing games with your nervous system, telling you that there's no other way. And we're here to tell you there is another way. And there's millions of other programs, I'm sure, out there. You can research and do your research if you need to. But if you just want a convenient place where you can go to, just comment below or write to us, and we will send you the link to be included. It'll be this Wednesday night. Just hop on. 7 o'clock California time Pacific, 9 o'clock in the Midwest Central time, 10 p.m. on the East. I don't know what time it is in Australia, but we have some friends out in London. So this will be recorded within this same space. And this is your chance. This is divine guidance coming through to us, saying that we're here to help and be of support. It's no longer tolerable to live in such a stressful environment and chaos everywhere we turn. We're just, come on now. We have to find a place within us that's different.
And we need the support, and we need the group and the collective. And, you know, if you're watching this and you're like, well, I'm doing okay, but I know you have a friend or a family member, and one of the intentions for this course is to make it accessible for everyone, and to maybe grab some people that are kind of newer to this and like, oh, I'm not really sure what this is all about, but they can feel it. They can just feel that something's really drastically changing in the world, and that we can't keep doing the same old, and doing things a different way. And so one of our intentions is to really launch something different, new, that feels fresh, that really allows you to be really safe and really comfortable and to receive. So we hope that you're interested, or share it with a friend if you think it would be more interesting for someone else. But we love you guys, and thank you for listening. Anything else, Stacy, before we say bye?
That's it. Thank you so much. This is just a gift to you, and you could gift this to somebody else too. This would be the gift that would be a forever timeless gift.
Absolutely. All right. See everyone later. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye, David.
Bye.